Everybody comes to Hollywood. A tough business to break into, yet some transgender actors are finding their way. But it's still a struggle, according to Isis King, a trans actress who got her start as a cast member on America's Next Top Model. She started acting with small roles in short films. She discussed the difficulties of auditioning for anonymous roles that stereotyped trans women.
I feel like in the past it was always just Streetwalker 1, Streetwalker 2. I literally know because most of the auditions I got in the early days were just that. They didn't even really have names most of the time.
The sexualized titles on scripts further erase the humanizing factor of trans characters. Somewhat humiliated, Isis didn't give up and says overcoming a rough childhood prepared her to fight for her career.
Because of the way I grew up and the things I went through younger, and even going on Top Model at the beginning of my transition where I was also really vulnerable, I'm used to being judged. And I'm used to having to get not confirmation, but like approval for everything. You know, it was approval on my look, it was approval on my behavior, it was approval on everything. Like that was the beginning of my transition when it was like that. And I also had abusive relationships and come from seeing my mom be abused and like really kind of restrict family. So I always grew up with this, I have to get approval from other people, and fighting against that after fame was a journey.
Isis got little support during the beginning of her transition, so she left home and ended up living in a shelter. Despite the rough start, Top Model picked her out while she was still living at the shelter. After her time on the show, she knew she wanted to act and moved to LA from New York City to pursue a new career. Over time, Isis gained more roles such as Marcy in Ava DuVernay's When They See Us, and Soul in Amazon Prime's series With Love. She reflects on the lack of series regular roles for trans people.
I feel like it's limited in terms of the quantity, but I feel like in terms of quality, the roles are way more hearty. I feel like there have been a few series regulars, still not a lot, but like there's been a few of us now.
With Love was canceled, but Isis was just glad to have the opportunity.
Wanting something for so long, right? I wanted this before series regular for trans people wasn't even a thing. So to finally have the moment, where I do have this series regular, I didn't want to let anyone down. I overstudied, I overprepared, I went to a speech coach, like all the things. So I just wanted to be perfect. And things are a lot different for you than when I was your age.
What were things like for you?
I mean, everything just wasn't as out and open as it is now. None of my friends were queer, or at least weren't talking about it either.
Isis now spends her time public speaking, auditioning, and waiting for a career-changing role where she is a series regular or lead.